Alright, so let's get started with this guide. Um, this is for the turret build guide. Ultimate squishy guide. Um, we are super squishy. We have like 266 all res. We have like basically nothing. Um, we basically have nothing. We are going full crit, 100% crit. Stats is going to be full ferocity. Um, Here we don't have 100% crit chance. That's going to be with Frost Weave. We're all going to explain that a little bit later in the guide. Basically, you're going for full damage. You want damage, big damage. That is why we try to invest only in one stat so we get the maximum damage bonus from attributes. We're gonna go ahead and look at the. We're gonna go and look at the gear first. So, stuff you're looking on gear is all for your damage. So, it's gonna be like percentage damage per unconsumed rage points on your helm might be good. Main stat, so ferocity. Transfer time is very good. So Frostweave works that 100% of your freeze chance is added to your crit chance. So 100% of your freeze chance. You can see that here. Freeze chance, 39.5. So that is a flat 39.5 crit chance added to our own crit chance here. So it's added 60.7 and you add 39.5. It's 100%. That is how it works. And for your attacks to have crit chance, they need to have frost damage. So you need at least one roll of frost damage somewhere, or you just suck at the gem. So here I have one on this ring, frost damage added to attacks. Okay. So that is how Frostweave works. So you're basically trying to get 100 crit chance with as much crit damage as possible. All your gear revolves around that. So your helm, ideally probably percentage damage per unconsumed rage points, material damage, transfer time, ferocity, crit chance, and element chance score. So element chance score here, element chance is going to increase your crit because it's going to increase your freeze chance score. So element chance is just like crit chance on this. So we're getting element chance on all the pieces that you can. Trial belt, like always. Here, I have material damage, transfer time, ferocity, cooldown, and the two other stats are like bonus. You could go for like a little bit more survivability, or you could go for again crit chance, element chance, and stuff like that. Same thing for the boots. You could go even more squishy. My gear is not perfect. Keep in mind, my gear is not perfect. For your shoulders and glove, I would recommend material damage, rage and willpower cost, main stat, crit chance, element chance, and the last stat it doesn't matter. Yeah, for all of your gloves and shoulders. And ideally, you want ferocity everywhere. Your weapon, you want a high damage roll. High damage, so the best rolls on weapon would be like 49% material damage and very high flat damage ranges that are material. And then you want elemental element chance, transfer time, and crit damage. I don't have crit damage here, but that is what you want. You want a max 15 Anorak. The special thing about this one, attacks gain 31% damage from the last spell cast. This is just like this node, residual energy. Attacks gain 30% damage from the last spell cast. And like what I have on these rings, attacks gain damage, attacks gain damage. This is all multiplicative. So it does not add damage to your attacks based on your spell damage. It's just whenever you do a spell, it will add 31% to your attack. So if this does 8,800, it will add 31% of 8,800. as soon as you do a spell. So here, if I'm just getting some willpower here, but you see 8.7. If I just cast Aether Jump, I'm at 16,000. Basically doubles because I have 31, 13, 14, and 30 here. So it is almost like double. And it's gonna add that damage as Aether if I use this. It's gonna add that as weakness if I use this. If I would use Tear of Ethereal as fire, it would add the damage as fire. So this is one of the best one of the best damage increase that you can get on an attack-based build. On your amulet, you would like to have triple flat to attacks, material damage, crit damage, and +1 pierce. Yeah, +1 pierce works very well with turrets, so you're going to be able to clear much faster. On your rings, you would try to get double flat to attacks, material damage, crit damage, +1 pierce, attacks gain percentage damage from the last spell cast, and wait, how much is this? You would want to get double flat to attacks, material damage, crit damage, pierce, and attacks gain damage from the last spell cast. Yes. Okay. Try to get some 30% crit basis ring here, and try to get a 20 plus 20 to all attributes Omnistar. That is it for the gear. I socket like this so that just socket so that you can do all your element stacks for your Immortal Offering. Here, Immortal Offering, so that you get all your element stacks. You need to get poison. Poison is better here than say more rend, because I have these two, plus 10% toxic damage, plus 15% toxic damage. So yeah, it would be the best for me. It's the best to do this: 2 poison, 1 rend. So I still get my rend stack when I attack, and I get my poison stacks and even more damage with the poison gems. So let's go over this skill tree. Okay, the Gates of Fate. Crit damage. So I'm gonna go over one by one. Crit damage and what melee weapon damage, all good things. Crit damage again, more crit damage and attack damage, more crit damage, and then 60% crit chance. So this all goes together with trying to reach 100% crit chance. If I don't take this one, 18% attack crit chance, I'm at 98% right now. So that is why I take this one. If you can reach 100 without this, please do so. And then I'm going like this, crit damage. This we need to take these to reach Immortal Offering. This is the best node in the entire skill tree. It's going to give you 25% multiplicative damage. It's going to give you 25% multiplicative damage for each 5 element stack that you get. It is huge. And then I use this Grievous Afflictions to apply 1 additional element. So each one of my attacks are gonna do 2 elements. So it is very good to synergize with Immortal Offering. We're gonna go this way first. So I go Virtual Stance. If you use Probing Weakness Stance, it's not only basic attacks that deal double damage, it's every damage that you do has a chance to do double damage. Make sure your little buddy here is on the right side. If you roll, he will go on the left side, Stalwart Resolve. If you roll again, he will go on the right side, Probing Weakness. That's where you want to be. So all your damage has a 15% chance to be doubled when you have these 2 nodes. And then I route this way to get this Dire Juncture. Our only survivability nodes are going to be Dire Juncture and Branded Burst. This is 100% damage reduction for your first hit, and I found that if I was not using this, I would die too often, so I still use this. This is our only survivability. All the rest is like ultimate squishy DPS glass cannon. Witch Time cannot heal. It increases our damage. Furious Appetite. Okay. So this makes it so that your willpower regeneration is applied to rage. So you regenerate rage instead of willpower. And if you cast your skills above 750, they do double damage. Very good. Always try to stay above 750. I take this one, I root like this to get the 60 crit damage. This one for picking up health globes, because I want to pick up the poison globes as well. This one makes it so that you pick up everything on the screen. Every globe on the screen you're going to pick up. And then I root this way. These are kind of like flex ones, but they are very good. For 1 point invested, you get 16% attack increase and melee weapon damage increase. This one. This is the execute. So, oh, I forgot to say this in my other mage build as well. This is the execute. So basically, at 15%, if you take this one, you will kill anything, even bosses. At 15%, if you deal sacred damage, which you will do with this node, you will kill them instantly. It's an execute. This one gives you 35% damage increase multiplicative if you have 50% force shield or less. So how this works is you just need to have one piece of gear that has force shield on it. Even if you have 0 force shield when you're taking damage, this will still work. It just means that you need to have force shield on one item, and as soon as you are below 50%, you will deal increased damage as sacred. So this is very good. These two ones, damage per 100 unconsumed rage point, and 35 rage generation on kill. This is how you keep your rage up over 750 for double damage here. This and potions. This one I pick up because we don't have anything else really to pick up. 25% damage. It's a 25% damage. 16% damage here. 25 here. The green globes. This is a multiplicative node. So for each globe that you take, you will get 30% multiplicative damage, and they stack. Each globe stack. So each enemy that die near you, they have a chance to spawn a green globe. If you pick that one up, you will pick it up with this anyways, because you pick up everything on screen with this. You get 30% multiplicative damage for 5 seconds. Very, very good. And then we go this way. Max willpower and rage to try and stay above 750. And then we grab this. Residual energy. This is a 30% multiplicative damage as soon as you cast a spell. So as soon as you cast a spell, all your other attacks have more damage. So that is about it. We're gonna go ahead and... Wait, I did not talk about the skills. Aether Jump, I use these runes. So maximum range, I want to inflict stasis, but actually I think this is not necessary. Okay, let's change this real quick. Let's get some range here. Let's go like this. Okay. Increase the range. You want to get more range. Because when you Aether Jump, your turrets are going to do a lot of Aether damage, and they are going to inflict stasis by themselves, so you don't need these two. I picked this one up because we don't have really anything else that we could pick up. Decrease the cooldown, so this is basically, it's going to be very good against bosses. It's going to be very good, so if you're out of rage, you can just teleport, and you see how your rage regenerates really fast. Oh yes, something I forgot to say. If you need test between the frost gems and the crit gems in your accessories to see what gives you more crit chance. For me, it was the frost gems, and I could spare one to get more transfer time. Okay, so that is that. The range, reduce the cooldown. Casting this skill removes all crowd control effect. This is the best one. And movement speed, because you want to go fast. Turrets are all the same. You can arguably change it, but this is mostly the easiest setup. Like no-brainer setup, right? If you want to really optimize, this one is a big damage increase, and this one is a big damage increase as well. So this one, skill duration, more skill, the turrets stay active for longer, reduce the cooldown. It has a double cannon. The turret rotates and attacks enemies by themselves. Increase the crit damage, and you can have 2 turrets per skill. So you can have 2 turrets per skill. You can have 6 in total. That's a lot of turrets. That's a lot of turrets. If you want to aim by yourself, you could probably do this and have very, very big damage. So you see how we go from... Wait, I'm just going to grab my potions. 11k to 14k, almost 15. It's a pretty big damage increase. But you have to aim yourself. It's better for bosses. Much better for bosses. Yeah. You can play around with it a little bit. Lightbringer. It gives you all res with this. In this build, it doesn't really matter that much, but yes, it does give you all res if you use this. It's one of the best. It is one of the best all-around spell. Crowd control. It stuns. It breaks untainted and bosses immediately when you use it. Combined with this, that leaves an area of effect. Increase the speed of the charge. This one adds a weakness chance. This sudden dehydration, it does not do exactly that. It gives 100% chance to inflict weakness and shock. So you will always get weakness and shock on your mobs. Since the last patch, they removed the tooltip that says shock, but it actually does. And increase the damage. We have nothing else to take, so I just take this. Here, I like to use Warpath because I like moving fast. It is not always going to give you fire, because if you have all your other things going on, you do more damage with your other ailments. So it is not always going to give you fire, but sometimes it will. When all of your other ailment drops, it will give you fire. I just use this to go fast. Nothing special here. You can use whatever you want. I just use this to go fast. I like going fast. Nothing special. If you want to get more damage and you don't mind going slower, use Tear of Ethelial. Tear of Ethelial with these modifiers. This one I take, so it costs more willpower, so it will transfer more into rage. So nothing special, just get the fire thing, and after you use your Tear of Ethelial, your turrets will have burn chance, and you will get fire elements. So you could use it like this, but I like going fast and using Warpath. So that is about it for the build. And Mark of Impurity, yes, Mark of Impurity for the Trial Belt. You use this. You use this. So basically you have 2 choices here. You could go like this if you want the mark to spread more, and like as soon as you kill one little mob, the mark will spread to every little mob around. But you still do, you still inflict the mark for every hit you do with the belt. So like this is probably the best choice. Increase the damage. This weight of culpability modifier doesn't work. Never take it. It does not work. Increase the critical damage dealt. Mark enemy explode. This is the best node. And you get your curse stacks with this. By the way, guys, curse stacks are currently bugged, I believe, and they do not increase the damage received by the mobs, like this say. This ailment increases the damage received by targets. It is not true. With my testing, it is not true. I've tested this, and it doesn't seem to be true. So we will do a quick run here, and then we're going to be done with this guide. Well, this build is actually pretty good so it's basically kill or be killed. I'm just laying turrets down. I'm just laying turrets down, making sure to cast them above 750. I don't really care about staying for the elites. yeah, I don't really care about staying for the elites. I want to make sure I am I'm in probing weakness stance. If you have your tenet points from Branded Burst, you see I have my 5 points. If I get hit once, I will receive no damage. I have 100% damage reduction, even though I have only like 200 all res. So I try to keep my 6 Immortal Offering stacks. I stay into probing weakness. I try to get my lightning stacks by using Lightbringer. I can stun mobs with Lightbringer. I can stun with the shield, and I Aether jump to move around, and I have a lot of movement speed. I can use Aether jump to regain rage. Kind of looking for this untainted spawn. Alright, he will spawn here. So I missed my Lightbringer on this guy. You can see that we are going full glass cannon and we are doing big damage. Alright. So that is about it, guys. 2 minutes 35 in the desert map with the turrets. Full glass cannon, and yeah, it's a very good build. A lot of XP per hour. It is super squishy. If you don't like dying, don't play this build. At least not my version of it. So that is about it, guys. Thanks for watching, and if you have any question whatsoever, you can hop by my Twitch or comment in the section below, and I will answer every comment. Thank you very much.